In the lawn care industry, success is driven by two equally important forces. Industry trends that shape the game, and the business owners who live it every day. These are their stories. You better strap your butt in. It's behind the stripe. The Stripe Podcast. Behind the Stripe Podcast.
All right, so we are finally back with another episode of Behind the Stripe. I am one of your hosts, Ken Morris, aka Stripe Life, and this is
You know who it is? It's Trevor, your local native Montanan and the Edget Pro killer.
my better half in lawn care. And as always, this episode is sponsored by Green Frog Web Design. If you're trying to get quality clients, they're going on the internet, they're looking at your Google reviews, they're looking at your website, and they're really, testing you out before they call you. They're not looking at the yard signs as much. They're not looking at Facebook groups. So if you want quality clients, Green Frog Web Design, get your guys a website just like we have.
Yep, get on there.
Trevor, who do we have today? You let me know.
Man, we have got one of the most hilarious content creators in the lawn care industry.
That's offensive.
Dude puts out amazing content. Everybody knows who he is. He's awesome. This is Pablo with a Black Sheep Lawn Care.
Pablo.
What's
Pablo,
going
how are
on,
you, man?
fellas?
It's good to be hanging out with you.
Thanks for the invite, man. I appreciate that.
I think I still have my air freshener in my truck.
Both, every single one of my trucks have got the Black
How
Sheep
many of
air
those
freshener.
did you give out at the expo?
Oh, I ordered like 200. Yeah, something like that. I ordered like 250, and I brought back like about 50.
I thought that was really cool. I've never really seen. I've seen them online where people try to get you to make them, but I've never seen anybody hand them out. So that was pretty cool.
And the good thing, they smell great too.
They
Now,
do.
Pablo is
do.
a lawn and landscaper from Florida. Now, whenever we make content, I've been making content forever, and I was East Coast before, now I'm West Coast. But, you're always like, oh, it's the off season. It's the off season. You always hear those Florida people being like, what are you talking about, brother? There is no off season. So tell us, how does that work? Do you ever slow down? Do you ever just stop cutting, or are you cutting 12 months a year?
It slows down a little bit, but the grass still grow, especially the weeds.
Yeah.
It doesn't rain. It goes to like some sort of a dormant, but it still grow. And that's good time for us to do other jobs, like landscaping or,
What part of
mulch,
Florida are you
stuff
in,
like that.
Pablo?
I'm like in central Florida, really close from Orlando, in a city named St. Cloud.
You got gators out there?
All over the place, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We went to Orlando. Yeah, we went to Orlando when I was 9, and we did the whole Disney World. We went to a place called Gatorland, which was wild when I was little. I don't know if that's still around there, but
It's still here.
We did all that stuff, man. And the only thing that I can remember just tripping about was every mud puddle, every little piece of water anywhere there was an alligator in. We were pulling in the McDonald's after it rained, and there's a little like washout area on the side of the parking lot, and you look in there and there's a freaking alligator in there. So it was like, you can't go anywhere without seeing them around water.
It's exactly how it is. But they usually scare humans, so they kind of run away.
I feel like Florida people are like Montana people. Out here, Pablo, they're like, oh, them bears won't hurt you. Them bears won't hurt you. Meanwhile, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, man? Like, so I'm sure Florida people are like, oh, them gators are like little Labradors. They ain't gonna mess
That's what I've
with
been
me.
telling them. When you see a bear, it's probably running away from you, so don't worry about it.
Meanwhile, I'm like clickety glock, like about to start shooting them in their back. I don't care what the laws are out here. But
that's
yeah,
how I be around the
Florida's
gators.
pretty crazy now. In your area, let's just say, like for us, back at home in the East Coast, we would start shutting down in November. Out here, it's maybe end of October. In November and December, how cold is it out there where you're at? Like, does it get cold or?
So I used to live in Minnesota. In Minnesota, in October, there's like a week that it gets really cold. So it's kind of like the same thing in Florida. October, the beginning of November, there's like a week that gets about lower 40s.
That's the summer out here.
That's every morning.
But then January and February are the months that it can get really, really cold for us, you know.
Right. I remember talking with you. Shoot, I don't know. I think it was like in February at some point, but it was warmer here than it was there,
Yeah,
which was
this
wild.
year, this past year was brutal. Like
Iguanas falling out of the trees.
it was crazy. It's crazy. I mean, where I'm at, we don't have those iguanas. It's more south, but
Okay.
I'm still cleaning, you know, flower beds that the garden got destroyed because of the cold weather. The people doesn't
Mm.
have the time to clean it or whatever. Like palm trees, a bunch of palm trees die. A bunch of plants that they can take the cold whatsoever. They just got fried, man. It
Now,
was
Right.
Pablo,
brutal.
are you solo? I know you have your son now, and those videos I think are your best ones. So is it just you and your son, or do you have other people as well?
No, we're a small company. A lot of people think we're a huge company. We're not. Small family owned company. It's just my son and myself. We've been talking about, you know, growing the business quite a bit. But for now we are kind of like in the same lane with just my son and me, because
Nice.
finding employees is not an easy task, you know.
Yeah, we're struggling with that right now. We just lost one of our top guys, which has not
That's
been
the
public yet, but we're
best
dropping that.
trimmer man in the history of
Yeah,
trimming.
our world class trimmer guy Steve, he's been such a hard worker for me over the years and done such a good job and got us to a place I didn't think that we'd ever be. And he's ready to throw in the towel and retire, and he's heading out. So that was kind of a pretty
And
tough blow
Pablo,
for us
like
recently.
literally like the hardest working guy I've ever seen in my life. And he's like
Yeah.
55.
Yep.
It's like the truck is not even stopped and this joker's jumping out in front of me. I'm like, where are you, bro? We're
Yeah.
here all day.
He will be
But
missed for sure. So now we're shuffling.
that's a crusher.
Yeah, we're shuffling. We're kind of dividing and conquering when it comes to Ken and I. So you're probably going to see a little bit of Ken and I working, and then a little bit of Ken and I solo work. So
Yeah, we're trying to just figure out how, because the thing is, like Trevor built up something super impressive, like 100 accounts, and we're not just talking about like townhouses. We're talking about hospitals. We're talking about
yeah,
world famous knife complexes. We're talking about some of the best accounts and commercial accounts anybody could dream of. And it's like, you know how it is when you get employees and you're only getting these accounts because you know you have these employees. And when one guy goes, it's like, we can't cut 100 yards a week with just me and Trevor, you know? And so we're trying to figure out, hey, you know, so we're going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to go out solo a couple days. He's going to go out solo a couple days so we can make the money we need. And then we're going to kill it together on the big account days and just kind of switch it up. But man, it's definitely difficult when you know, everybody wants to grow, everybody wants to get too big. And you know, you see why 70+% of the industry is solo because it's just,
Mhm.
you know, you count on yourself and you work through injuries. I mean, I almost broke my leg the first week here. Again, you know, my own stupid fault, ripping on Trevor's UTV, flipped it over. And then I rolled my ankle the other day real bad. And it's like, that's the
we've been
scary
putting
part is
Ken through hell pretty much.
when, you know, I'm pissing in bottles, man. I don't know what you guys do in Florida, but they got me pissing in bottles all day. If you have to go number two, they will allow a gas station or a porta pot stop, which is appreciated, but
When you're
it's
doing 30 plus
scary.
yards a day, sometimes every second counts. Pablo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love my Gatorade bottles, man. I save them, and I have a bucket that I haven't used it, but it's there. I use it as a trash bucket, but I got it there for a
I'll
reason,
give
man.
you and our
Yeah.
listeners a pro tip. Those Simply Orange bottles have a largemouth cap and just makes everything a little bit more friendly.
Yeah, we
Depending
carry
on,
around milk jugs pretty much everywhere, man, and I'm using it every day if I have to.
I
But
tried to
yeah,
hold on
so
for weeks and not do that, but then finally when I did, I was like, oh, it's not that bad.
it's okay.
I
Yeah, I
just can't. I just can't imagine myself in an enclosed trailer with this Florida heat,
Well,
yeah.
taking.
I'll
Yeah.
let you know the one hot day we had, but the one hot day we had, we got to this commercial and there's a porta potty. And it was probably like 75, 80. And then in the porta potty was like 100. And I was dropping a deuce in there. And I was like, man, I didn't think I'd wake up in a 100-degree porta potty in Montana ever in my life. So,
Yeah, trials and tribulations of a lawn care professional, man. So yeah, I get what you're saying, Pablo, and I think honestly, when it comes down to it, it takes so much to grow a company like this. For the most part, not a lot of people get into lawn care as an employee, as a career. It's usually a stepping stone. It's usually a career that somebody's looking for the summer or something like that. So it's so hard to get loyal long-term employees when it comes to this profession. So a lot of the times, man, it's just easier to just take a step back, go do some of your solo stuff like that, include some of your family, your close friends and stuff like that. But for the most part, smaller seems to be better,
Yeah.
more money, less stress and less anxiety. And, you can count on yourself. So
Yeah, I mean, I had employees before, and you would think it's gonna be a little less stress, but in the reality, it's the other way around.
yeah.
Like
Yep.
any mistake, customers will call you, and you have no idea because they are not gonna tell you. It's so
All you
it's
really
a
need
lot of
is
stress.
some
Yeah.
ibuprofen and a good Edged Pro, and you can count on those two things
have
to be
you
good for
have
you.
you ever used one of these Edgit Pros, Pablo? You know what he's talking about there? That disc.
Such a
Yeah,
hater,
I
Pablo. You're
seen
such
him.
a
I
hater.
seen him.
Even took it off my trimmer. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on
I
here?" But
took it
you're
off his trimmer. I was
you're
like,
my
this thing's
you're my Edged
disappearing,
Pro guy.
buddy.
The problem is I've
Yeah.
been using it for 10 plus years. So it's like I never trim without it. So when you take it off, it's like I might as well just started lawn care yesterday because it's like I can do it, but I'm so much slower and I need my baby, you know?
You will
Yeah.
get used to. You will get used to right
That's what
away,
everybody
man.
says, but I'm just like, bro.
I like to see what the trimmer is actually doing.
Yep. Me
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Plus, without all that, even the guard, which you're not supposed to because of the warranty and the whole thing. But even without the guard, you're able to get the hit in some spaces and
Yeah.
kind of work the RPM slowly and cut some stuff that with all that stuff you might have to bend over and grab it and pull it
Yeah.
with your hand, which is
Stumps,
Now,
trees, and stuff like that to be able to work around it from the other side. It's so much
yep,
easier.
yep.
Pablo,
Yep.
with your following, I know you have a pretty good following now. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody's wondering which mower deal are you going to sign? Because now we live in a day and age where everybody's got a mower deal. Everybody wants a mower deal. Everybody gets a demo. Everybody gets to keep one. You got guys getting $500,000. Have you been in talks with anybody? Is there anything you can leak to us and our followers? Because Pablo is on the level where Black Sheep should be getting some deals.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing, but no talking behind the scenes or anything whatsoever. I mean, I keep using my John Deere's, and it's because the dealer is right there. Customer service is great. It's not like, I mean, it's just a mower. The engine is the same one that some other mower has.
Yeah.
So it's
Mhm.
not. But that would be nice if I.
Well, and I will tell you, Pablo, and this is for our listeners as well. You got guys that are like you that have great followings, great content. When you make the videos
Mhm.
with your son, they resonate and they're awesome. But
My favorite content creator.
you've got these guys with the content making skills, the talent, the originality, and then they just don't ask. And I always tell people you don't get what you don't ask for. So you need to be like sliding in DMs and being like, "Hey, I'm Pablo Black Sheep. This is what I can do for you. This is what I want." And then boom, you'd be surprised that these people, these big brands would be like, "Hey, you know what? Like, what's your address, Pablo?"
Yeah, I
Because
would
we
think John Deere would be feeding you stuff, man, because you do so good for them, man, and you fit with those guys. That mower, I feel like.
Yeah, and somehow you're right. I'm just kind of like I guess a humble guy, quiet guy, even though I'm joking all the time on social media, but I don't know, I'm just going as it come.
Yeah.
Did that sound
Well,
right?
just don't be
Yeah, you're
afraid.
rolling
Don't
with the
be
punches,
afraid
man.
to ask. I
Yeah.
mean, you got guys with 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers getting mower deals now, and it's like, man, we used to have to grind and go in uncharted territories to try to seduce people. And now it's like everybody and their brother has one. And when I look at you, I'm like, dude, how is this guy not like with somebody? And somebody should be helping you and your business grow because you make great content, and
I was
you're a
excited to see you
positive
getting on
guy
with
as well.
Cenex with us.
Well, I mean, yeah, that was really nice, Xenix. Well, I guess it comes down to most of my content, which is jokes.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh, Sometimes companies don't like that much of a joke. Start,
Mhm.
making jokes
I've
about.
been called just a meme page by one of the top people in our industry. I won't say who it is because I'm a nice guy, but he was like, "You're just a meme page. Stay in your lane." I was like, "Oh, okay, we're just a meme page." Even though my memes are fire, we get millions of views on our memes every year.
Yeah. So that's what I think, that I'm not getting like bigger deals and stuff like that. Or what you say, I'm not asking either.
Yeah, you gotta
Um,
ask. What do they say, Trevor?
The squeaky wheel gets greased, man.
That's a good one too. But what's the one like if you don't have your mouth open or your hand out or something, you don't get fed or something like that? Whatever that saying is.
Right. I
yeah,
like I like
In Puerto Rico, we have this saying that says, it's in Spanish, obviously, but I'm gonna try to translate. If you don't cry, you don't suck the titties.
right. That's
Can
a
you
good
beat
one.
that out, Trevor?
um, you know what though? I think there's a lot to be said about that humble approach and stuff too with you, Pablo. I mean, people I think see a lot of authenticity when it comes to you. Your content and stuff is absolutely hilarious, but I mean, it's has to do a lot with what we all go through in the field. Usually, when I see some of your content or one of your videos and I'm laughing, it's like, yeah, yes, I've been there. That's happened to me. I
Yeah.
understand. So,
Now, also, Pablo, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
6 foot? I thought you were like a monster when I saw you. You weren't taller than that?
Nah, that's it.
Maybe it's just the beard, man. It's like this beard just makes you look like a
more
monster.
Viking, yeah. Yeah, I know. So
Oh,
we met for the first time in person at the expo this year, and me too. Yeah, I was like, oh, Pablo,
Yeah,
he's not as
finally
big as I
got
thought he
Trevor to
was.
go.
But
I've been telling Trevor to
everybody's
go
big to me
forever.
though.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, still
Just
it was like,
standing next to Trevor because I look like fucking Shrek, you know? It's
yeah.
like, God damn, big boy.
But no, I will say, Pablo, man, I think out of everybody that was there, I was the most excited to see you. Like I said, I mean,
appreciate that.
I love your content, and I love just getting that good laugh every day when I look at your stuff. But
Man, and
yeah, that
I'll
was
tell you,
fun.
Pablo, really haven't been scared by a lot of women in my life, but Trevor's wife, I just would not mess with. And I'll tell you, your wife as well, man. She looked like she could handle some business. Like she looked like your bodyguard at that expo. Like she just, is she tall too? I feel like both you guys were so
Yeah,
tall.
Yeah, she's tall.
she's about the same as me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she just looked like, she had your back if shit broke off there, that she was just gonna throw hands at somebody. And I was
yeah.
like,
Oh, believe me, she got my back. Yeah, for sure.
How long have you guys been married, Pablo?
Oh, well, Mary been what is it, 13 years, but we
Wow.
have our older sons are twins, and they're about to turn 25.
Whoa.
So, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we just crossed over our 9 years, my wife and I, the other day. And we've got a
nice.
5-year-old. So, but we started late. I got married late in life, and then we took a few years before we had our son, and then now here we are. We'll be old parents, but we're having fun.
What do you mean old? How old are you, man?
I will be 42 in
golly,
2 weeks.
man.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So over the hill.
You,
My
you don't look that old, man.
thanks, man. Yeah, I get that all the time. I
Pablo,
do.
funny story. When I moved out here, I changed my profile picture for a minute. It was me, Trevor, and Brandon from Stripe Life Canada. It was all the Stripe Lives together. And
Mm.
my mom's like, "You're moving out there with that guy, Trevor. Is he Mexican?" And I was like, "No, Mom, he's not Mexican. He looks like he's Mexican. You sure he's not Mexican?" I was like, "No."
The funny part about that story is I worked in Dallas Fort Worth for 5 years, and I did construction. And I mean, if you've ever been to anywhere in Texas and worked any kind of construction or even outdoor landscape or anything like that, I mean, it's mostly Mexican workers and stuff like that. And I'll tell you right now, I learned how to work as hard as I do from those guys down there, man.
Yeah.
I've got so much respect for those dudes. But I would walk into convenience stores when I'd get off work, and I would lay down my stuff on the table, and they'd start speaking Spanish to me, and I would be like, "Oh, whoa, no, I'm a white boy from Montana. I'm not Mexican." But I would get so dang dark working outside there, and then just like my short, stocky stature, I guess, just threw them off. But yeah, not the first time I've got that.
Now,
But-
Pablo, can you tell us a little bit? Because I've been a lifelong Echo guy, and I've really never had Echo hardly do anything for us. I see this Echo kind of ambassador thing, and the guys view the warehouse all the time. How is that? Are you in that? Aren't you in that as well? Like a Echo brand ambassador kind of program?
Yeah, they call it user advisory group. And it's how do you call that? Like it's voluntary.
Okay.
But you gotta do like an application. Most of the time it's at the end of the year. You fill the application, they call you a couple of interviews, and then if you pass, but then they sign a contract for a whole year.
Okay.
Do you get
And
units for free or just discounts?
you get a little bit of both, but it's nothing. It's 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 nothing crazy. Like, people
Right.
might think that because they might trade it look like that because I'm with them,
Yeah.
and
Right.
it's not. All every piece of equipment, a few here and there, but pretty much I would say 80% of my equipment it was out of pocket, paid by
Right.
me.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, I love you. Well, you guys have talked to me and kind of figure it out that I'm kind of humble and I like to networking with people, talk about
Hmm.
business and enjoy, nice conversation. So, but yeah, when you're a new guy there, they bring you to the factory and they walk you around. They give you a nice tour.
Oh, well.
They show you how everything is made.
And
Then after
where is
that,
that? Where's the factory
it's
at?
that's Lake Zurich in
Okay.
Illinois,
Illinois. Okay.
close to Chicago. Yeah.
Now,
Cool.
what made you? Because I feel like you just kind of like popped out of nowhere. I saw your comedy stuff, and I was like, damn, this guy's like blowing up, and he's funny. At what point were you watching a couple other people, and there was like, damn, like I want to start making my own content. Like I want to start doing this. What made you start making content?
So as soon as I've been in business, it's going to be 6 years, and as soon as I did the company and the whole thing, I opened a Instagram and I started posting me, using the edger, using the
Uh-huh.
malware and stuff like that. And it was not getting any views or any customers out of it.
Hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have fun with this, and just make something like I am, not something fake. I like to say jokes randomly like that. And then I did one video. It was kind of funny and it took off. It's just like 4 million views, and I
Nice.
was like, okay, so I guess I'm into something. Let's just keep going with this,
Yeah,
and
you got to roll with that.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's working. I
we
mean,
did that.
but
We did that one where we were mad. We acted like we were mad at each other, and it's like when you're mad at each other, but you still have 74 yards to go. That one got a couple million views total platform, and that was funny.
Yeah. It's crazy how many people hit me up and are like, was that real? What happened
I
that day? And
know.
it's like, do you think we're filming
Like
each
you could
other?
definitely take Trevor Ken. I was like, bro,
You
like,
think we just got our phones up and filming each other when we're eyeing each other like that? Like, no, come on. But that one was a good one.
yeah,
We started
I
6 years ago too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice,
Yep.
nice, nice. But I get a lot of messages like that. Like sometimes I fall on the ground or doing some crazy stuff like that, and people actually send me messages or text me like, "Hey, are you okay, man? What's
Right.
going on?" Like, I'm like, this is social media, and I'm a jokester. So
Right.
whatever you see on my
intentionally
page, it'll
even
probably
makes
be a
them.
joke.
Like in that video, and I did it on purpose. We probably cut 30, 40 yards in a day. And I was like, when you're mad at each other, but you still have 74 yards. So obviously you twist your captions to make people comment because there's no way you're doing 74 yards. Like, no shit, but it got you to
Right.
comment, you know what I mean? So it's like you
No, we are.
strategically
We're
do
doing
stuff to,
74.
to make people mad, which is
Yeah.
fun.
What was the video? I remember there was a video that you were doing for a promotion a while back that just had me rolling. And it was the one you're like in a garden bed, and all of a sudden, like the people in the house start screaming like domestic dispute. And you just put your headphones on and turn on some nice classical music, and it's all better. Gosh, man, my wife and I were rolling on that one. That one was epic.
They just reposted that ad for that was for isotunes.
Yeah, yep, that one was good. All that little stuff, man. It's like that people don't understand what you hear and what goes on when you're cutting somebody's grass, and to just highlight that kind of stuff, it's like it's hilarious because the people that are in it are like, "Yep, yep, I know what that's all about."
Now,
Yeah, I get
Pablo,
I
we
get
like
I
to
that's
we like to ask all of our people that we have on the show the questions that people really want to know. So, Pablo, do you believe in aliens?
Boys,
Like, do you think they're like little green, weird-eyed things, or do you think they look like us?
I have no idea how they look, but we can be by ourselves in the
They're
whole
out there, yeah.
universe.
All right, all right. Now, another one that we like to ask people: what about Bigfoot?
I don't know. That's a good one.
Do you have any national parks? Like, does Florida have national parks, or is it just like national swamps, or like what? What's
They
that?
do, but
It's just,
it's probably big swamp and mosquito,
Well,
all over the place.
I think
And
they call them skunk apes down there, I think is what the term
Yeah, that's
for
what
it.
I'm
really,
saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
so Pablo, when Ken got here, he was pretty green when it came to podcasts, and we got him in listening to some podcasts and whatnot, and now he's really getting enlightened. Are you jamming to music? Are you listening to podcasts? Is there certain ones that you like, that you don't like, what gets you through the day?
It's music. Music. I like the rhythm of my head all the time. That kind of
Okay.
keep my pace fast. So that way I don't. So even though that video is with musical, like instrumental musical,
Right, like classical.
that's not yeah, like classical. That's not what I listen. I listen to some high speed ska, kind of keep my rhythm fast so that I can just go.
Yeah, I can account for that. Sometimes I've got some metal going, and I tried to enlighten Ken on some of that as well.
Trevor
He was
listens
not
to
having
some
it.
weird stuff. I will tell you, like on those real long accounts and the commercial accounts, a nice podcast. I like old school wrestling podcasts and stuff, but I feel like I've listened to every one of them already. And it's like you're watching television, and you get into it. On those little short accounts, having a nice song or something definitely is nice. It just keeps you rolling pretty quick.
I've been doing a lot of books. I like learning when I'm mowing and stuff like that. So the podcasts, and then I got Audible and been listening to a lot of books on tape and stuff like that too. So it's fun at the end of the day to kind of sit down and be like, oh man, I did a little bit of schooling today, rather than just mindless mowing, jamming out to some Lamb of God or something like that. But so that's been cool. But yeah, podcasts, a good Joe Rogan, a good Sean Ryan, even a good
I
Sasquatch
used to.
Chronicles.
I used to hear podcasts, but then, like I said, I like that rhythm, so
Yeah.
to keep my heart beating like fast, so that way I don't slow down because I don't like.
He sounds like
Right.
he'd work good with you, Trevor. Just like
Yeah, Pablo, I think could hang on a mountain
these
made
guys
truck.
out here, Pablo. It's like they work like a bear's chasing them all day. Meanwhile, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna eat this little Debbie brownie real quick. Y'all got like, can I have 14 seconds to breathe? They're like, let's go. It's like, goodness gracious.
And
man.
a lot of the time, it's all fun and games. I mean, we like to give each other a hard time. We'll catch Ken on the phone or something, and we'll scream at him and be like, "Let's go to work! Come on!" And he's
Yeah, that's
fumble a little
how
bit.
that's how my son and I we get to the yard, we get out, and then we just want to finish as fast
Yeah.
as we want, and then
Yeah.
we relax on the truck and talk crap to each other, make
Yeah.
jokes, and
Steve
and
and I
then
make
we get to the next
contests.
one. And
Yeah, Steve and
say
I
what?
will do like contests together. Like we'll make like
Literally
even like without even like telling each other. It's like I'll be to that corner and done mowing before you're done weed eating over in this section, and like you can see us looking at each other from across the field, and we'll be speeding up, and it's like we'll get over there at the end, and it's like, were you trying to beat me there? And he's like, yeah, I was, and I did, didn't I? And it's like,
Meanwhile,
oh yeah,
Pablo,
you did.
like I'm across the street petting the neighbor's dog, like, oh look, you're so pretty. Who's this pretty girl? And they're like sprinting.
Yeah, so it's fun, man. Steve's literally in the truck after every job, and he's like, that was 26 minutes, 34 seconds. We got it. We did it. We did it. We that's the fastest we've ever gone on that one. Or he'll get in the truck and be like, 43 minutes, man. We've done 42. We've done 42 before, and that one was 43. We got to tighten up. It's like, all right, buddy, let's go to the next one.
It's funny. I think every yard guy does that. Because sometimes I get up, I get on the truck, and I look at my son. I was like, "That was pretty fast. Let's go."
Yeah, and it
I
kind of
don't,
sets a pace.
I don't do the time. Yeah, exactly. Right. I don't do the time, but I'm like, that was pretty fast. Like I can tell it was faster than normal.
Yeah, and our big thing too is it's like, okay, we're trying to go fast and we're trying to get through as many jobs as we can throughout the day, but at the same time maintain like that high quality, that perfect supreme cut to where when we're rolling away, yeah, we're happy with the job. But at the same time, Ken's come out here And with Steve leaving and stuff, there's been a lot of stuff that's been pointed out to me, and we're coming home at the end of the day after doing literally, and I mean, people will roll their eyes at this, but I mean, the equivalent of like 30 to 40 yards a day. I mean, we are covering a lot of ground throughout the day with Ken, Steve, and I. And I'll be reading my son a book, and he'll be talking to me, and I'll wake up and he's sleeping. And the next day, it's like, buddy, did I fall asleep when I was putting you to bed? And he's like, yeah, you did, dude. And it's like,
I
I'm
mean,
so
Pablo,
sorry,
these
buddy.
guys, I'll tell you, and for me, I've been cutting for 10 plus years, and I usually would go out 12-hour day a week, maybe another half day. So when you're part time, people will call it pretend or they'll call it, weekend warriors. But when you're part time and you go to full time, it's a completely different animal. You can't talk to the neighbors and your clients forever. You can't hang out because you have to get stuff done.
Yeah.
And watching Trevor and this guy, Steve, work, especially in the beginning, and not to mention the month of April, it snowed on us multiple times.
Snowing.
I can't feel my fingers, my knees, everything hurts. And I'm like watching these psychopaths run and sprint. I've never seen people run and trim at the same time. And I'm just like, maybe I didn't make the right decision here, coming out to Montana and selling it all. But these guys are some of the hardest workers I've ever seen. That's why when I'm doing everything I can do to keep up, and it's like we really need to have like a Montana Mo camp because you will go back to Florida and you will appreciate your route so much more. You'll be so happy Trevor's not barking at you or Steve's not running by you. And you'll appreciate and value what you have that much more. And not to mention you can feel your fingers and
Yeah.
everything's nice,
But
it's
with
different.
But you know what? You know what? Maybe it's because you're beginning. You're just starting now. But
Yeah.
once you get the hang of all the properties and the rhythm that they have,
Mhm.
you will tag along like them, and maybe you will say like, "Come on, let's go. You guys are too slow."
We'll see. We'll see. But with
It's
with all
kind of
that
it
being
will switch. It will switch.
yeah, with all that being said, there is a point where you got to kind of step back and take a look at what's going on. And for right now, I've got a 5-year-old. I don't want to miss much time with him. So if we can get to the point where I can slow down, I can come home less tired, I can make the same amount of money and work less, with just cutting out, employment and stuff like that, overhead and everything, and just kind of simplify everything. I'm ready for that right now. I want to slow down, maybe take an extra day off, get more in the woods with my son and get more time with him, and not come home exhausted for my wife. But so that's kind of where we're at. So we showed Ken the SEAL training, and now we're gonna slow down and take a
Now,
little
Pablo,
break here.
how many days a week do you work?
So I got my routes scattered into from like pretty much Monday to Friday. But there's a few days in the month that we do not do anything other than pretty much any landscaping or mulch or bigger jobs like that require more time, more details, more, like time consuming. Because
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't wanna do landscaping and then go and mow 20 yards. It doesn't make sense in
Yeah.
my head,
Yeah.
which I can do, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be like Trevor say, you're like too tired. You're gonna get home. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. So yeah, pretty much Monday to Friday, and sometimes Saturday. We did a little landscaping today, and it was so hot outside that I was melting. My brain, it was coming out of my ears. Like
Man.
we had to work in slow motion because
That's my
it was that
normal. That
it was that brutal. Like it was like even my son Pablo, he was like, I could be faster, but I don't want to have like a heat stroke or whatever. And
Right.
I'm like, don't worry about it. It's Saturday. We
Now,
don't
what are
have
you
anything else.
using to get through these hot days out there? Are you just drinking water? Do you drink Diet Gatorade? What's your go-to to stay alive?
So it's just water, which is not great. But I've been doing research and getting like water with salt and lime
Mhm.
and all kind of stuff like that. Gatorades and some of those icy thingy. getting electrolytes, you know.
Yeah,
But
electrolytes. I forget what the brand is. I've got an
What's the
electrolyte
IV
powder
or
that I
something?
use,
Isn't there
but
one
I wish
called
I had the
something
brand.
IV that's supposed to be popular
Yeah, that
now?
one's good. The liquid
yeah,
IV.
it's like a powder that you put on the
Yep.
water.
Yeah, and that's what I use too. And I found it when I was doing some fasting over the winter, and Dana White recommended it.
The
But
thing
it's good.
about those is like they you drink it and you still thirsty
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, and it might have
So
something to do with like the salt or something like that. But the other thing that I'll do
uh,
too is every morning when I wake up, I do that Celtic sea salt. I'll do a pinch of that in some water and chug that water first thing when I wake up.
yep.
And I'll do that with my vitamins.
Add some lime on it, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I've heard that too. And I've been meaning to do that. Is a little bit of
Uh,
lime.
I'm about
Um,
to start doing that and bringing some snacks as well because I don't do too good with snacks and
Well, let me give you a pro
sometimes
tip here.
not even lunch.
yeah,
Little Debbie's cosmic brownies
I
are,
can't
and
go
I've
this
done
thing for the
extensive
brownies.
research. The cosmic brownies have like a protein to sugar ratio that just really gets you through the second half of the day.
Or a
So
Snickers ice cream
you don't
bar.
crash. You
Or a
don't crash
blueberry
with
Pop
those.
Tart, blueberry traditional Pop Tarts, another good one.
We give poor Ken such a hard time when it
Every
comes to
time
his
I take
lunches
a
and
bite, I'm
stuff.
like this, and then I look and they're both like, "What are you doing?" And I'm
What
like,
the hell are you eating,
"Get
bro?
off me, man. I'm trying to stay alive out here."
Meanwhile, Steve's eating peanut butter and honey sandwiches all day long. Like I think he eats like
But
6
you
of
know
them.
what that peanut butter is actually really good, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I agree.
it
I agree.
it supports your stomach for a long time.
I
Just a
try to
little bit of
cut down
peanut
on
butter.
oils.
Yeah.
I used to really not eat too much, but we're out there for like 12, 13 hours a day. So it's like I have to or I'll die. And
Yeah,
I
because
get like honey turkey lunch meat and I don't put it on bread or mayonnaise or cheese. I just eat the lunch meat
yeah, he just
sometimes.
pulls a bag of lunch meat out and starts chewing on it.
Just turkey lunch meat all day,
So
to
yeah,
try to
we
keep.
were our goal was to try to have 3 days off with our families. So when we stacked all these jobs, we were running 410s, which ended up turning out to be like more like 412 to 13s. So it was they made for long days. And yeah,
Yeah, like some days, Pablo, I'm leaving the house at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I get back at like 6. I'm like pretty sure when we talked about this, it was like 6 o'clock maybe we'd start. And it's the problem is like out here, and this is June, okay? It's like, oh, it's gonna be 75 today, so you're thinking, oh, hey, I don't even really need a sweatshirt, but the first couple yards of the day, it's like 37 degrees.
yeah.
And it's like, what world is this? You
And then it'll
know,
be 75, 80 by the time we're cutting our
you're
last few.
constantly putting on a sweater, taking off a sweater. It's hot, it's cold. It's like, it's adjusting to not just full-time, Navy SEAL lawn care. It's the weather, it's the conditions, it's the grass types, it's the
Yeah.
plants. It's crazy. It's an interesting year.
One thing that I wanted to talk to you about that you've recently acquired here is that mini truck. What how did that come about and what's the story behind that thing? Because you've been rocking that around quite a bit lately.
Well, the mini truck I had it for 5 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I always like those trucks, man.
You
I
couldn't give
think
me one.
I think they look pretty cool, man. Like
You do
it's
look cool, but I had to suck in to turn left all the way. I was like,
Again,
when we gave
I
that
think
one
I'd fit
away,
great in one.
making those like little clips of it, I was like, man, I hate this thing. Like, get this thing out of my house. Like, it was so bad. Is yours a stick shift too?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
horrible, man. Left hand drive stick shift. You can't even like move in that thing. I was like, how does Pablo drive these things? Because man, it was rough.
I mean, it's like a switch, like I was saying about your first uh couple months actually working out there. So you gotta wait until that switch kind of clicks and because at the beginning it was kind of weird, like you were saying. But
Right.
once I start using it more, I got
What do
used
you
to.
what do you use it for? I mean, what application does that fill for the
Well,
day?
well, I mean, I use it for everything, like going to the market, going to do quotes, just
Mhm.
driving around, buying a bunch of plants like I did yesterday, and now right
And
now
that's
it
street legal
has
out there in Florida.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
That's
Maryland,
cool.
it was like impossible. And in Montana, you can get your four-wheeler, like your ATV, a license on the road. It's pretty crazy out here.
Yeah, and we do have one of those mini truck just out in Lolo, Ken. There's a
Yeah.
place just by the trailer shop. that a guy sells those mini trucks just like that.
Couldn't give me one of those things. I'm so glad we gave that
Thought
one
about
away.
it.
That was a cool giveaway though, and it looked great. It was like that bright blue. It couldn't have been cooler.
Yeah. I mean, I use it, so I like it. So people look at it, and I was like, I'm gonna put my brand all over it. So the people, because without the brand, they will look anyway. So might as well just put my brand on it. So let's get that brand recognition, which is great. And now I put a straight pipe, so it's loud enough
Yeah.
for.
That's awesome. Yeah, the thing's cool. I mean, I think it's something different, especially, and it just adds to your content. I mean, it goes right along with it. It's almost like a little clown car, you know. So it's cool. But so you're talking about heat. I was wondering, like, so what, I mean, what are we talking, like 100? When you were saying it's so hot out and you guys were working, I mean, 100 degrees, 95
it, it
degrees.
it was about 92 today,
Okay.
or
But they're probably humid
like
as hell on that
92.
East Coast.
Yeah,
Right. Well, that's what I was
exactly.
getting at. I can remember on that trip to Florida, you know, I've never left Montana at that time. And we came out of the terminal and we walked out to our little bus there in Orlando. And I think we had to turn around and go back inside the airport because I couldn't breathe. The humidity was
Yeah.
so bad. It had just got done raining. And I can remember you could just see the steam rising from the road. The sun came out immediately and it was like breathing in a sauna.
Mhm.
So that was a culture
Yeah,
shock.
you can feel it in, like, in your face, all over, even with a hat, or
Yeah.
it's like suffocated,
Now,
like by
Pablo,
the heat.
we always
Wild.
like to ask our guests, who are your favorite content makers in lawn care? Like who are some people that you enjoy watching, whether it's funny or inspirational? And who, like, let our listeners know what's some people that they should also be listening to as well. What's some guys you got out there that you think are worth listening to?
Uh,
And you don't
it's a
have to
good
say us,
question, man.
because we're here. But who's some of your favorites? Let us know. Maybe we don't know and we need to be watching them.
That's a good question. I'm kind of like all over the place. I like a few that always showing work, like saying, "So today I did this, I did that." I like the ones that are actually showing, doing something, like even replacing, let's say, a palm tree or a tree, or
Mhm.
like putting some rocks on the bed, or like before after stuff like that. And there's a bunch of people that I'm not gonna say names.
Who's your
Nice.
favorite, like, lawn care people? Come on, you gotta say some names. Like, who's your top lawn care content people that you're like, man, this is who I'm chasing. Like, this guy is like, when you go to the expo, you're like, man, I'd like to run into this guy or this girl. Like, I think they're pretty cool. Because you know how the expo is like the Grammys. It's like, people. We say it's for the equipment, but it's really just to meet all our friends and people we talk to online. It's like a high
Yeah.
school reunion every year.
So it's kind of weird. I've seen some people like you yourself, and and I say hi and everything, but I don't see, like, I don't get, like, how do you call that when you're, if it
Starstruck,
started.
starstruck.
Yeah, like, I mean, I seen them. I see the whoever it is, and I kind of say, "Oh, look, that's so and so," but I don't get that excited about, like, "Oh, I gotta go and talk to him," or
Yeah.
whatever. It's, I don't know.
Sounds like Steve.
Yeah.
Steve just like there anybody could walk, Bill Gates or Tom Cruise could walk in the room and Steve would be like,
The
nah.
funny thing about the expo is, like, you meet people like, like Ballard or, Brian or all these people that you think are like making all this money and they're so big and oh my God, they have so many followers. And then you meet them in person, you're like, man, like this is a regular guy. I could do the same stuff this guy does. Why can't I do this? And there's so many good things about that expo, the giveaways, testing the equipment, meeting people. But I just like meeting people like you and people that I follow and I watch videos and stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's just really nice getting the shake hands and meet everybody. Cause what it does is it makes you feel human. And it's like, man, like this guy, I can do what this guy Pablo's doing. Now, granted, we're not in 100-degree humidity anymore. And people look at us and they're like, oh man, Ken and them, they're just looking at mountains all day. It's like, come here, freeze your ass off. So it's like, you don't really know what those other people are battling in their areas, but it's so nice to meet people and just realize we're all just out there kind of fighting our own little battles, but we're all just doing the same thing. We're all sitting down on the toilet, eating dinner. We're doing all the same stuff, regardless of what our bank account says. You know, we're all trying to provide for our family, but I love going to that expo and meeting people, and 99% of it's no drama, and it's all positive and nice, you know.
It's fun to hear how you've influenced other people's life and their business too. You know, and that's what like I said, Pablo, I was so excited to meet you just because, man, I've watched your stuff and it's gotten me through days just by laughing a little bit. You know, I'll be in between jobs and something will pop up and it's like, okay, all right, yeah, we can make light of that last situation too. Look at, man, he's going through this stuff and get through. So that's always
Yeah.
fun too.
That's the reason why why I do it. It's you know how many times on the videos people say like, "Oh, that just happened to me, man. How do you
Yeah.
know? Are you looking at me? Whatever."
It's highly relatable, man. It really is. And what you're doing,
Yeah.
it's like I said, that's what I mean. Like the authenticity of it. You can see it. So keep doing it, man.
Are you going this year, Pablo, to the show?
Planning. Not sure it's gonna happen, but it's always there.
Well, you're
I've
probably
been
excited about the Florida change, aren't you? Because then it'll be a lot closer for
It's in
you.
your backyard.
yeah yeah. It's gonna be a lot of traffic though, but yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to that expo center before? Because a lot of people tell me there's like they don't understand where people are going to be able to demo.
They will figure out. There's a big area like parking area outside where they do the what's it called, the electric JD whatever, what's the name, electric festival in
Yeah.
Orlando.
Okay.
And and it's a huge area close by that people can probably use it for demo.
They got to have that.
Not sure where it's gonna happen, but it's nice
That's
to have it in my backyard.
for me. That was like part of the, some of the coolest parts as well is just getting to rip around. I know that all three of us got to rip around the Greenworks equipment that day. It was fun having everybody out there. But yeah, to be able to rip around the equipment and just check stuff out, that's a must when it comes to the expo.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
So,
I mean, I don't think they're not gonna, make it smaller or anything like that because they know that's a big thing. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people go to the expo.
Yeah. The
yeah,
only thing,
definitely.
my guy from Mariama told me that he's been there a handful of times, and he said what they're probably going to have to do is shuttle us to some other field, and he thinks that would hinder it. But who knows? It's like, hey, if you got to jump on a shuttle and they take you on a bus a mile or 2 miles down the street, and here's where the whole demo yard is, but say they have 10 buses going all the time, then it's really not that bad.
Mm,
I
yeah.
just hope it's not like hot as hell out there, in October. Like, what's October like out there? Is it still like 70, 80 degrees?
Probably higher.
I have to get some Stripe Life tank tops, or
It can
one.
be cold. It can get
Is there
cold.
is there a Ruth Chris there though? Is what we want to know.
A what? A
A
what?
Ruth Chris Steakhouse.
It's like a commercial steak chain. You don't have those out there?
All right. If you make it to the expo in Kentucky this year, we're taking you out to Ruth Chris. It's on top of this
I wouldn't let. I
skyscraper.
told Trevor, I said, look, this is the way it works. Okay, we sit behind that table, we hand out and rip tickets, and we hand out stickers and whatever hats, whatever we got, and we don't
Wouldn't let
take a
me
break.
eat.
We don't
You
eat
wouldn't let me
breakfast.
eat.
Well, if you eat, you gotta take a shit. So it's like we don't eat breakfast, we don't eat lunch, and we'll go to a really nice dinner every night. And the one day he's like, man, let me get a coffee or something. I was like, all right, they got coffee outside, and it like didn't open yet. And I was
We
like,
showed
man,
up and nothing was open. I was like, and so then we're sitting there ripping tickets, but
that's
you
what
get
makes
into the
our
zone and you don't
giveaway
need it.
so great, Pablo, is that we sit there and we're like used car salesmen. Like, it doesn't cost anything to get into our giveaway, but we are like, people walk by and they don't look at us. Hey, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You need to come over here.
We
You need to win this. And we
we drug
harass
so
them.
many people in that did not want anything to do with it, and it's fun.
And that's why we have
But
such a good return rate. Everybody comes back because we shot the shit with them. We made them laugh, and we don't take any of their info. It's like, this is just for fun. And last year, that 5.0 Ranger and all the Yetis, it was such a great turnout. And it's so much fun.
It was big. I went by when you guys were doing it, and it was huge
When
amount of
people
people
We
started,
around.
haven't
yeah, when
really
people
like
started,
decided yet this year. Like we keep going, we got to make a damn decision soon. What we're probably not giving away a truck, but we're trying to give away something that's going to
we've
be.
teased bikes, we've teased all kinds of stuff now, and we're still not 100% sure.
It's tough because we're flying this year. I've never flown. I've always driven there with something on a trailer and almost killed ourselves. So it's like I don't know what to do. But even if we had the first year we did it, we only had like 7 Yetis. And just with 7 Yetis ripping the tickets and shooting the shit, we shut the show down. So it's like
Mm.
whatever we do is gonna be a good turnout. We just gotta
You
figure out
know,
what it
you
is.
know something that is kind of trending now that I've seen a lot of people there's segs. That's the name. That's kind of like a hoverboard with like a little seat.
Oh, the
People are been
segways?
using it.
Yeah.
Oh, those
Yeah.
segways, yeah, that'd be
I
cool.
might
We've been looking
Yeah.
at these. There's a company in Utah makes these retro dirt bikes, like metal gas tanks. They look like the old Harley dirt bikes, like Evil Knievel stuff. We've looked
mm,
at a couple of those. We've also been thinking about a UTV, but like a brand new Polaris, like a real
Yeah, like a
nice
new
one. And
side
then
by
we
side
could
or
put like
something.
trimmer racks on it and get Cenex deck it out with all sorts of their stuff to make it look even bigger and better. But who knows? We're trying to tie down a couple more sponsors. We'll be back in that Cenex booth, which is Cenex lets us like just take over their booth, man. And
Yeah, shout out to Sophia.
they have a putt shot with their blower, their battery blower, and we are on a major corner. It's like right where Echo is and next to Bobcat. You couldn't be in a more valuable spot than that Cenex corner. So it's like, with Trevor, this was his first year, and I didn't think he was gonna. Because I mean, if somebody said, Pablo, stand here for 8 hours and don't move, don't eat anything, hey, some fans and stuff will bring you diet dews, but just standing for 8 hours, like your ass, your hamstrings, everything hurts. And
Your
I
voice
didn't
goes.
I didn't think Trevor was gonna have the gift of gab, but we're like competing over who's the best ticket ripper. And I'm just like, "Are you trying to steal my job, man? Like, what's going on?"
It was fun.
And it was a lot of fun. You should hang out and rip some tickets this year, man, and you'll
Yeah, I
see
was
like
gonna say you got to come over. Now that you're affiliated with Cenex and stuff like that, you got to come over and hang out with us for a little while if you get
it's
I
out there.
gotcha.
I
For
think they want
sure.
us to do a bunch of little mini podcasts too, so we're basically just gonna take over that $150,000 booth and mess around and do some stuff. Well, Pablo, I always like to get people as well, you know. And what are you, Pablo? Are you Puerto Rican?
Yes.
So I feel like Hispanic people always have like this fire, this crazy passion with stuff. So we always like to ask people, give our listeners some words of advice. If somebody is thinking about going full-time lawn and landscape like all of us, what can you give them? What's something that you wish you knew starting out, and once you knew it, your job got easier?
Mm.
And maybe say it in
Some
like a Spanish accent, so it sounds like Antonio Banderas.
something that I know now that it will help me when I started, right? That's
Yeah.
what you're.
Like,
Hmm.
it just clicked. You're like, "Man, if I would've known that early on, I coulda cut more yards faster. I coulda" not even that, just the mental side of it. "Man, I wish I knew how to balance this." What's give us like a Ray Lewis speech here, you know?
Well, I mean, equipment, if you are going to get equipment, try to get equipment that is worth it. That's one of the first things. Not because it says a big name on it, it means it's gonna last. You just gotta make sure you get the right equipment, for the job. Most of the time is a little better, especially in mowers. Doesn't matter if your yards have fence and you can get into the backyard. I did like 4 years of the company with a 36-inch mower. And when I got the 54, I was like, oh my God,
A lot
like
quicker.
It's
why,
lightning
like
fast.
why I didn't do this way before.
Mhm.
So that's one thing that helps me and my son a lot. And something that I always tell people is consistency. Yeah, you gotta have that engraved in your head. That consistency needs to be the attention to details. The date you're gonna mow. If you say you're gonna be there on Tuesday, you gotta be there on Tuesday. For
Yeah.
any reason you are not able, you gotta communicate with the customer and let them know. Communication is also really important.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like all that.
How
Nice.
old is your son that you're cutting with, Pablo?
He just turned 21.
Nice.
Wow. And so how old are you, Pablo?
Me, I'm
Yeah.
26.
It shows, buddy. It shows. You're looking good.
I'm about to turn 45 in September.
Lee, both of y'all
Yeah,
some
see?
old
See?
jokers, bro. I hate that I turned 40 out here, Pablo, and I feel sick to my stomach, you know?
Yeah, we call Ken Jr. around
But
here.
it's like every day I'm either like rolling my ankle, breaking my leg, stubbing my toe. It's like, you
And
know,
we don't let him complain about it. He's
you
got to
can't.
just
I
keep
just sit in the
rolling.
back of the truck like a ghost. I don't. I can't. And usually my
Ken, let's go.
my whole platform was built on bitching and complaining. Oh, it's too hot out here. It's too this. I don't like this tree. And one guy was like, "Man, Ken, I love these motivational videos, but where's that like angry bitching Ken at?" I was like, "Don't worry,
Yeah.
it's gonna start again. I gotta start trimming it."
I felt bad. Like the first week he rolls that side by side and he's
Dude.
like, he's in the side by side and we're screaming at him to get out before we even check
I
to see
thought
if
my
he's
leg was
okay.
broken. Pablo, my
It
leg
was like, wait, are you okay? Sorry.
from my knee to my groin was pitch black. And like when I stood up, I'm like it's hard to explain. It's like the side by side's on its side, and I'm standing up in between like the roof frames. So I
Basically in
can't
a
get out.
cage.
And Trevor's like, "Let's go, get out, get out." I was like, "Bro, like I think I broke my leg. Like I can't get out.
Oh
Give me a
shit.
second."
Sorry.
But
Are
that
you
was
okay?
I think we had 1 day of work left. So it was my first week out here. I'm trying to hustle with these psychopath Navy SEAL Army Rangers, and it's cold as shit, and my leg is black. So I'm standing all day. And it's like when you have to put your leg up against the cushion on the stand on, every time I would do it to hit a bump, I'd be like crying. I'd be like, oh, and it was like a 12-hour day. And I was like, man, this is, and again, that was self-inflicted.
Most of us out here in Montana are raised with the rub some dirt on it and get back at it. There's no complaining and there's no
That's
whining
the
about
scary part
getting
about
hurt.
being solo. It's like you are the business. You break your leg,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, when we want to get
Yeah.
Mike on here who broke his foot right before his season started in
Yeah, I'm curious
New
to hear
York.
about
And
that.
it's like, you know, that's the only scary thing among everything else. I mean, it's like people tell you, oh, start your own business. You know, you get more time with family, you get more of this. It's like, it's, you can make a lot more money on your own. You have a little bit more freedom on your own, maybe some more family time, but you don't have that like job security feeling. You're always nervous. And one guy said it great the other day in a post I made, and it was like, hey, you know, if you get an office job or something and you get fired, you got one job and they can fire you. So it's not that much security. If you have 50 clients, not all 50 clients are going to fire you at the same time. So it's
Right.
like you can
Mhm.
always, you know, bounce and roll off and run with the punches there. So it's like you shouldn't be worried because if you do good work and you take care of yourself, nobody's all firing you at the same time. You can
Yeah.
make it work. So, you know, everybody here knows, and a lot of our listeners, it's, you know, it's a scary thing out there running your own business, and you know, it would drive you crazy, but there's definitely some pros and cons to it both ways.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You had our guy Kyle down there with you not too long ago,
Yeah, that was
working with
Yeah.
you. That was cool. I loved seeing that.
It was fun. It was fun. We did record a couple of videos, man.
yeah, you look like
Almost.
a giant next to Kyle, you know.
And Kyle is
He-
my same height. I
Yeah.
feel like we are brothers,
like
and
twins.
it was
Same
just his
age.
birthday the other day. He's 42 as well. So I feel like Kyle's like kind of like my spirit animal over there. So
That picture of me, Brandon, and Kyle at the Ferris factory tour where he's standing on the curb.
yeah, he told me, he's like, Ken made me
That
stand on
was-
the
that
curb.
was- I was like, here, get on the curb in the middle of us. It was so funny. We all had our arms folded.
But it's cool. I always like seeing that when you see the guys that you see all, you know, even from across the country that end up jumping in with each other and doing some work and stuff. So that's cool. So with that being said, we'll be expecting you up here in Montana before too long
Oh,
and come and
I,
run a route with us.
I can't wait, man. I love the scenery over there. Like it looks so beautiful.
We'd
Yeah,
love
I'm
to take you, man. You get up here
we'll
for a
get you a
summer.
Glock, you know, you got to go. That's the only difference. Like,
You
oh, you
know,
want to, I'm going to walk
10
down the
millimeter for the
mailbox.
Bears.
I'm going to walk to the mailbox. Well, make sure you have your Glock. It's like, oh, I'm going to go out here. Make sure you have your Glock. It's like you got human predators everywhere, you know. It's pretty
But
different.
yeah,
Well,
if you want to bring your family up to like Glacier or Yellowstone, man, we'd love to house you and show you around. So keep that in mind.
we
Thanks,
appreciate you
it.
coming on the episode, Pablo. If
Definitely.
you are not following him, Pablo, tell everybody where they can find you online.
All social media platform. I go by the Black Sheep Lawn. The main one that I use is Instagram. You can shoot me a direct message, and I will answer it back. No problem
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, as
Cool. Well,
always,
yeah,
this
give him a follow.
episode is sponsored by Green Frog Web Design. If you need a website and you want quality clients, you get a good website with Ezra at Green Frog Web Design. If you're looking for some really good content, check out Pablo at Black Sheep. Him and his son make some of the funniest videos that are so relatable.
Yeah.
Just some wholesome content. Pablo, we really appreciate you being on. And this
Thanks,
is
Pablo.
another great episode of Behind the Stripe.